For 6 years, Reema Devi lived in Suro, a rural village in Bihar, raising her young son while her husband Rahul worked out of state. This domestic arrangement was shattered on a Tuesday evening, when Rahul called Reema's brother with a specific claim. He said Reema had accidentally fallen down the stairs. But that story didn't last long. Shortly after, a second call came through. This time, the narrative shifted. Rahul claimed Reema had actually taken her own life by hanging. When Reema's family arrived with the police, they found a scene that didn't fit either explanation. Reema's body showed signs of severe physical trauma, deep bruising and marks that investigators say are inconsistent with both a fall and a hanging. These physical contradictions have turned the case into a flashpoint. Investigators are now weighing two radically different motives: a modern dispute over social media presence versus a traditional, violent demand for dowry. To understand the in-laws' defense, you have to look at Reema's digital life. She frequently used her husband's Facebook account to film and post reels. Neighbors describe a home where this caused constant friction. They witnessed frequent scolding and hostility from Reema's in-laws, who reportedly viewed her public social media posts as a violation of their household standards. This is the foundation of the in-laws' statement to the police. They argue that the psychological weight of these repeated household arguments eventually pushed Reema to suicide. In a traditional structure, a strict boundary separates the private family from the public world. By posting reels, Reema's digital presence crossed that boundary. For her in-laws, this meant losing control of their image, turning an app into a source of conflict. While this friction provides a potential psychological motive for suicide, it leaves a major question unanswered. It doesn't account for the blunt force trauma found on Reema's body. Reema's family offers a much different explanation. Her sister-in-law, Rocky Devi, claims the focus on social media is a distraction from a long-standing dispute over a Royal Enfield motorcycle. At the time of the marriage 6 years ago, Reema's family provided a standard commuter bike, a Hero Honda Splendor, as part of the initial dowry. But the family alleges that the in-laws were no longer satisfied with that. They began demanding a Bullet, a premium Royal Enfield, as a status symbol, a significant financial escalation from the original agreement. Reema's family has filed a formal accusation. They believe the in-laws beat and strangled Reema over this dowry demand and are using the Reels dispute to provide a more modern-sounding cover story for the police. This has left local investigators in a difficult position. They are currently waiting for the final post-mortem report to determine if the trauma and asphyxiation were self-inflicted or the result of a homicide. Legally, the police must pursue both angles. One side explains a potential psychological breaking point, while the other provides a specific financial motive for the physical evidence found at the scene. While these two motives seem worlds apart, they center on the same core issue: the struggle over Reema's independence and the family's desire for control. In the family's testimony, the resentment over Reema's digital presence and the violent entitlement of the dowry demands aren't separate. They are different ways the household tried to exert authority over her. This case reflects a broader tension across the country, where modern technology is moving into homes much faster than traditional social expectations are changing. Investigators in these modernizing regions are increasingly seeing how new social frictions, like arguments over internet use, can overlap with ancient issues like dowry violence, making it harder to separate a psychological trigger from a financial motive. The post-mortem will eventually provide a clinical cause of death, but the details of the case already show a woman caught between two eras: a digital world where she tried to claim a voice, and a domestic one where her value was still being measured in motorcycles and gold.